Alright, so this is my second video on sort of Ultraman nutrition and tips, and this one's going to feature electrolytes. So sodium is absolutely crucial to athletic performance, and as a fruitarian or 80-10-10 athlete, I have no overt sodiums, or no overt salt or sodium in my diet. I don't sprinkle any salt on anything. I get all my sodium from fruits and vegetables. But with ultra distance events, it can be difficult to get enough sodium. And so the sodium I used for Ultra 520K Canada were Nuun tablets. So N-U-U-N, Nuun or None, I don't know. Okay, so here's what I like about the Nuun Tabs is they work. 25 hours of racing in hot conditions, never had any cramping once. So that was a positive thing. The Nuun Tabs are also vegan, which I also really like. Okay, so here's what I don't like. The Nuun Tabs are fizzy. I don't like the fizziness. I don't like how it goes into my gut. It just doesn't work. So what I did is I got my crew to shake the water bottles and let the fizz out. And while I was cycling, I left the cap on my water bottles open so that the fizz could go out. The other thing I'm not crazy about is, since I eat such a minimal diet, I don't eat a lot of variety of food. Like, I eat a lot of variety throughout the year, but like most meals for me are like at most like 6 different foods, and that's on the high end. So I feel like the ingredient list in the Nuun Tabs are a little high, like avocado oil and dextrose. I'm just like, I want it basic. I want the electrolytes to be basic. Okay, so now the biggest thing I don't like about the Nuun Tabs is they taste sweet. They taste amazing. They have a ton of flavors and they're good tasting electrolyte drinks. But they taste sweet. And the reason that's a problem is because when I'm racing, or training for that matter, I don't want to have anything sweet from my electrolytes. I want to taste salty. Because if I taste something salty and it tastes amazing, then I can tell that I need more sodium and I need more electrolytes. Whereas if I taste something salty and it tastes horrible, or it's not really digging it, I'm not digging it, then I can back off on the electrolytes and I have enough. But the sweet flavors, they mask the ability for my tongue to recognize whether it's craving or wanting something salty or not. And so that's the biggest issue I have with the Nuun Tabs. So where this becomes an issue is that excess sodium increases water retention. So if you have a look at, I'll put a link at the bottom of the blog post I wrote on this. It has my weight before and after each of the stages. On day 1, I gained 7 pounds, which means I retained a lot of water, which also means that I was carrying excess weight and I had a decrease in power to weight ratio, which is just the worst thing for endurance athletes or any athletes, is to decrease power to weight ratios. I saw the numbers on day 2. I backed off on the electrolytes, on the sodium, and I only gained 2 pounds, so an improvement. And on the run, I lost 5 pounds. But that doesn't really have anything to do with the sodium. It has more so to do with you just can't consume enough calories while running, so your body's running at a deficit. And I probably didn't drink enough water, although I never felt like I was low on food or nutrition or electrolytes during the entire 9-hour race. So maybe my body was just still ridding itself from some excess sodium from the previous day. And finally, like I said, I have no overt sodium in my diet. Probably the best vegetable source. Fruits are relatively low in sodium. best vegetable source would be celery, which contains 80 milligrams of sodium per 100 grams of celery. And I often use celery juice and blend it with like a banana, and take those in my bike bottles or in my running vest if I'm doing a really long, hot training day. But for Ultraman and for convenience sake, I didn't want to juice several liters of celery, and so I went with the Nuun, and they worked, and I got through the race, still finished 4th place, and so it was fantastic. The other caution I would say, if you do eat this way, eat a fruitarian diet, I highly recommend it. It's right up there with one of the best decisions I've ever made with my life, was to go vegan and then ultimately go raw. But just be careful, because in these ultra distance events, they're not as natural as the diet is. Running or doing 520-kilometer race isn't really natural. And so if you don't have any supplemental salt or electrolyte pills or sodium, then you can fall into hyponatremia, which is a low content of sodium in the body, and that can eventually lead to death. So just be careful. The sodium thing is a tricky thing. I am still working on it. I'm going to try some new products, see how they go, and I will update this video when I gather further information. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're having a great day. I am. All right. Peace and watermelon. I'll see you later.